Hey guys, so today I thought I'd talk about 2-irons. So this is a Cobra Pro Black CB. It is my current 2-iron. I use it sometimes when I decide not to take a 5-wood, and since they've been really hot lately on the subreddit, I thought I would just do this video to kind of talk about the disadvantages and the advantages of them and why you might want to use one. I also have my old 2-iron, which is a McGregor VIP Tour CB92. This I used to use in the 90s. And as well, I brought out the butter knife, the good old 1-iron. I really love this club, so I'll hit it a couple times on the video here and talk about it a little bit. So let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of a 2-iron. First off, we'll go with the disadvantages. For the average golfer, they're just really hard to hit. You need a decent amount of club head speed in order to be able to lift the ball up because your launch angle is so low. So if you don't have the club head speed and the ball speed, then typically the launch will be so low, the carry will be so low that you're probably better off hitting like a 4-iron, and that'll actually go farther in total distance than a 2-iron. But if you have the club head speed, then the next issue just happens to be how small the sweet spot is with most of these. So like this one is a player's iron and my old one is a blade, and the sweet spots are really small, so even smaller on this little 2-iron. And combine that with the long length, it just makes it really easy to miss the sweet spot, which goes into the third disadvantage, which is that these things are very finicky on how you maximize ball speed. So if you don't hit the sweet spot perfect, and if you don't just come in at the perfect angle of attack, you wind up pulling off ball speed, and it seems like it's really easy to scrub ball speed with these clubs, more so than, you know, with a 5-iron or even a 4-iron. So like for example, perfect for me, this club will do 157, 158. I rarely ever get that. Most of the time, if I can get 155, I'm ecstatic. And if I hit it a little bit fat, I might be lucky to get 152 or even 150. So it's something that you really can't get away with a mishit like you can a 7-iron or a 6-iron. Or what you just have to factor in is that, you know, you're going to have some distance fluff. So like, you know, with a 7-iron, you might be looking at, you know, maybe a 5 to 10 yard window at most between a good shot and a bad shot. With this, you probably have closer to 20 or 25 yards between a great shot and a bad shot. So let's try and hit a couple balls. Well, who knows where this is actually going to go, but I'm going to just hit a couple normal shots, and then I'm going to play a ball which is the ball I really like to play with the 2-iron, which is for narrow fairways, which is just kind of this punchy shot that just kind of goes straight and gets you out where you need to go. So we're going to aim at the patch from the hole that I made, and we'll go from there. All right. Pulled that a little bit, but that was a really good good strike. I just came through a little close. 158 miles an hour, so that's about as good as I'll ever do. 257 yard carry, but it wasn't very accurate. I mean, that was farther left than I was looking to go. Try one more. I might actually cut this one because I'm going to try to not over rotate the club, but we'll try not to. Hey, look at that, perfect. I didn't quite hit that one as well. It was pretty good, but not quite as well. That was 154. All right, so the advantages for the 2-iron. So I compare the 2-iron to, say, a 5-wood. They're generally about the same distance for me. The big difference is the 2-iron is going to be lower, more of kind of a dead ball flight. It's going to not have as much spin, and because of the lower launch, it's just generally lower flight. So great for shots in the wind. great for narrow fairways, great for something that you've got rollout on, so that if the fairways are hard and you want to roll out, you can hit kind of a nice low shot that for me will go 230, 240 at the max, and then I'll get 30 yards of roll out of it. So I get this great shot that if I'm facing a narrow fairway or something that is not giving me the highest confidence to hit a wood, I'd rather hit the 2-iron over a 5-wood. So let me show you that shot, the shot that I like to use for narrow fairways, or something where I just need to get the ball out into the fairway. What I do is I put the ball a little bit back from my stance from my normal shot, but not a lot. I close it up a little bit, close the face up a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of push the ball with a good forward shaft lean out to where I'm looking for it to go. So, like this. And there you go. Kind of a straight shot. It's not nearly as far as the 2 that I hit before, but I'm not really looking to hit it far. What I'm looking for is just something that's going to be right pointed where I'm aiming, a little low flight, not a lot of spin. So you can see it's got 3,500 RPMs of spin, and it went out like 235 or so, and then it'll roll out from there. So, and you can do the same thing with the draw, which is nice. If I need that really low draw, I can kind of do that as well. Well, where's my draw? I didn't really draw it. Little draw, baby draw. There you go, 225 or so. And you notice I've really cut the speed down here. Now I'm down to like mid 140s. And then if I want to attack again, I go back. So now I've got standard swing, and I'm going to just focus really on making sure I hit the ball flush. And there you go. And I lose that TP5. There it is. So that's really why I like the 2-iron, is because I can keep it down. If I use a 5-wood here, you can kind of see the difference. Even those are fairly high shots for the 2-iron, but watch the difference between that and the 5-wood. So you see how that 5-wood just towers over it? Now granted, that's a farther ball, but the 5-wood for me just goes super high, and I can't really seem to keep it down. Or what happens is I try to keep it down and I hit it a little low on the face, but I hit with so much more spin because it goes low on the face, it winds up going high anyways, but then I lose 30 yards of distance. So in wind situations, I really find that the 2-iron is valuable. So let's hit the 1-iron now. That's my old 2-iron. So the 1-iron, this club is 18 degrees. So it's only got 1 degree less loft than the modern 2-iron, which is 19 degrees. But if you notice, the shaft has got another inch or so over the 2-iron. So it actually produces pretty good ball speed. The downside is with the sweet spot is like barely the size of the ball, and so it's really easy to miss it. But let's hit it a couple times, and we'll see where this goes. Oh, cut. Didn't quite get all of that. It still went over 250 carry. 155 miles an hour, so nearly the same as the 2-iron, which would be expected. All right, let's try one more time. That was good. That was really good. So almost 260 carry. 156 miles an hour, so right on there but 3,100 RPMs of spin. So basically, it's like a 3-wood almost. For spin numbers, it's pretty close to a 3-wood, lower than my 5-wood for sure. Great feeling club when you hit it pure. Problem is hard to hit pure. I'll hit the 2-iron one more and then we'll call it a day. This time we'll just try and kill it and just see what we can get. I probably is going to be worse than my other shots, but let's give it a try. Don't think I really got anything more than I hit a little thin. Well, I managed to hit it 260 carry. Yeah. But not the most accurate thing. Either way, let's kind of show you the numbers real quick so you can kind of see. So if we're looking at, so here's my 2-iron up here, so we're doing like 154, 157, 8. Notice the spin rates. These spins are lower. The spin rate's lower because I hit that draw. But here's typical for spin, 3,800, which is very similar to what you would see on the 5-wood. See, 3,800 here. The difference is, if you look at, I hit that one fairly high, 42 yards of peak height, but the 5-wood went 47 yards of peak height, and that was actually the highest 2-iron that I'd hit. Most of these others, the ones that I was talking about, where I normally try to hit into the wind, you can see are 30 to 34. So we're talking something that's, you know, right around 90 to 100 feet versus something that's doing 47 is, you know, into the 140s. So a lot lower peak height, so it's not going to be caught up in the wind nearly as much. And then, you know, you go to the 1-iron here, and this is 44 yards of peak height, 3,200 RPMs of spin, 156 miles an hour, so pretty decent carries. You know, you're doing 258 on that last one. I did 257 on the first one, then 244. This is probably my best ball right here, was this 244, which is about what I expect to hit the 2-iron on a carry, is 240 to 250. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.